while feeling safe at the top. Bitcoin just swept the most recent higher low on the monthly time frame. And this is where things get interesting, because historically, when a higher low gets swept, price often returns to the first higher low before the expansion began. And right now, that's exactly where we're sitting. The daily structure just turned bullish, and the 60K level is now exposed. And bullish signals on the 4-hour have completely failed. Meanwhile, I have a Morpho trade that's running right now, plus an Ethereum trade that's forming, and a new Litecoin trade that I shared earlier. And you say, where was that, you ask? Well, I'll show you in a second. But this is not random price action, people. This is structure playing out. And if this sell-off continues, we go for liquidity. If this monthly structure holds, we position for expansion. And if you're serious about positioning for before the expansion, then do me a favor, go to the channel over here, click in the description and subscribe to the channel. All you have to do is press this button, and let's go for 40 likes this time, people, because come on, I've been looking at those likes and we need to boost those up a bit. Help me out, man, will you? Do it now. And of course, if you want to join the link in the Telegram channel, there's a link in the description right here. That's where all the details are, and make sure you go there, because when all of this wildness gets even more wild, that turns into opportunity. Traders, let's go! So let's get right into this first, the macro, because you need to know this stuff. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong, I love this guy, my favorite bald guy. He embraces it so much. No hair club for this man. Anyway, he just said President Trump is about to sign the Clarity Act, and it's happening. Let's take a quick listen.
As well. So they're meeting, as far as I can tell, daily on this to try to move this forward, and they just deserve a ton of credit. So all we've tried to do is behind the scenes be constructive, lay out potential solutions that can be a good win-win outcome for crypto and the banks. And I feel confident they'll get something done.
Is it moving forward with these rewards in place?
All right, that's enough. But, you get the idea, and that's a great thing. Now, keep in mind, this is like a couple of months, all right? It's not going to be like it's signed tomorrow. Anyway, let's keep moving here. And then we have this, right? So Bitcoin sits at a major support, right? A Trump insider with a 100% win rate, right, just opened an $85 million short on the entire market right before today's announcement, which was, the thing that we had tonight, right? The State of the Union. And the total profit, over $170 million in 5 trades. And he went all in again. So now we have massive bullish legislation incoming and smart money shorting ahead of the event. So we have to see what this looks like. But this is basically expansion fuel. Frank N., do you know this guy? No. Well, okay, I was just wondering. Why do you think I know everyone who looks Asian? I don't know. I was just a question. You need to relax. I'm a dial. All right. Anyway, let's move along to the next one here. Now we got this, right? So Jack Mallers just said live on TV, Bitcoin isn't going to 150K. It's going for everything. Let's take a quick listen.
How much higher?
A lot higher. My general framework from the highest level is human beings collectively, we own about $900 trillion worth of stuff. That's equities, the things behind us, real estate, precious metals, fine art, all of the things that we own. Half of that we're using as a savings account. We're owning the portfolio of companies or the art or the house to actually try and persist wealth into the future. I think Bitcoin's going after that market. It's going.
Okay, great. All right, we got enough. Nice. So anyway, now he's talking about a 400 to 500 trillion global savings market, okay? Bitcoin today is just 2.4 trillion. That's 100 times plus runaway argument. Short-term positioning battle, long-term asymmetric upside, fear in the short term, conviction in the long term. This is not a quiet market, people, so you want to be prepared. It's a coiled spring. All right, let's get into the chart, shall we? On the monthly time frame, Bitcoin has officially swept the recent higher low. Now, this is important. If you look at previous cycles, what usually happens, right? You get higher lows, and then what? Liquidity builds below, and then price sweeps that liquidity, then returns to the first higher low, and then expands upwards. You can see that here in this illustration. Right now, we've completed that sweep, and we are sitting inside the first higher low zone. From here, ideally, we want slow accumulation and expansion. Usually that means some stability before we could do something like this, all right? But, and this is key, there is still liquidity sitting above this zone. So that's important because price could consolidate here before moving. And this is structural testing. Now let's move over to the Bitcoin daily time frame. We officially closed below the support, and that flips short-term structure to bearish, right? The next objective, the most recent swing low that was created between February 5th and 7th, okay? Somewhere around there. So that is the current draw on liquidity. Resistance is continuing to be maintained perfectly. Price has not even had a chance to retest properly. Buy side liquidity is forming above resistance. But I believe that liquidity will only be consumed after we sweep the sell side liquidity first. And yes, I have a trade position for this, and I'll update that inside in Telegram, so make sure you're in there. All right, now let's go over to the 4-hour time frame, because this is just the daily with more detail. So we saw bullish signals. We saw small pushes higher, but none of that held, right? Then when the bullish signals fail at resistance, that usually means supply is heavy, and look where price has gone since then. Right? 60,000 is the key liquidity sitting below, and that is the magnet right now. So until we reclaim resistance, momentum favors the bearish side. So you have to keep that in mind for your trades. Now let's go over the trade updates. Okay, so Morpho broke the resistance, right? And that's constructive. Profit objective 1 and 2 are set. I'll take partial profits at objective 1. As you can see, it has tapped objective 1. And then we let the continuation of this, the remainder of the position for objective 2. So structure looks clean for now, and we're going to let that ride. Let's jump over to Ethereum. So Ethereum over here, as you can see on the chart, liquidity has been consumed from the previous weekly lows, right? That was the first objective. Now, then we got the retracement, and that's exactly what I'm waiting for. Right now, price is around what? The 1840 area, somewhere actually 1880s, something like that. And my ideal entry is higher, okay? The premium side of the range, we talked about that. That's up here in this area. So keep that in mind. We're still waiting for that. All that will be updated in Telegram. Now, let's talk about the Litecoin trade, right? So this was mentioned earlier, and here it is on the 1-hour time frame. So the entry 51.67, the stop loss 53.73, and the profit objective 44.97. That's the first profit objective. We're in the middle of the risk zone here, so you still have to be patient with this. But the thing is, Litecoin is following Bitcoin and Ethereum closely right now, and the structure aligns with the broader market weakness. So risk is controlled, the reward is clean, and we consume liquidity, and then we look to take the trade, and then we move, okay? It's a very simple process. Now, speaking of that, let's talk about the trade update real quick, the trade challenge. We started with 10,000, and we've taken a few stop losses along the way. And yes, this doesn't look pretty from the short term, but this is exactly what I always say. You never judge your system or your trades over just 5 trades. You have to judge it over 50 trades or more, right? Losses are part of the game. So if you can't handle it, talk to Michael Saylor. That's right. Just go get yourself a savings account, people, and shut the F up. Okay, thanks, Michael, again. So what matters is this. Risk stays fixed at 1%. The reward stays minimum. The reward risk ratio stays minimum at 2-to-1, and structure stays clean. Emotions stay out. We had a strong leveraged winner, and we have trades developing. Okay, so we have setups forming as well. The system is intact. So let's talk tools. All these trades are taken on the WeX platform. Why? Because when you're using 20x leverage, the quality of the fills and everything else really matter. Clean fills, smooth management, and fast trades. When you are looking at precision, you can't afford sloppy entries. All right, so now, by the way, people, everything's tracked in the Profits Precision platform. And we could track our expectancy, right? The profit factor, the win rate, no guessing. And by the way, it's free. So you should check this out, because that's the best part, man. It's free to use, and there's no excuse for not checking this. So if you're serious about improving, do yourself a favor. You need statistics, and you need to check that out. I use it daily, and it keeps me objective and sharp. So people, look, let's listen here for a moment. I'm bringing you trades almost every single day, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, leverage setups, range setups, sell-offs, everything, entries, stop losses, management, live trades, live updates, everything, right? Everything goes first inside the free Telegram channel. So if you're not there, you just go to the links in the description. Look, you see the description right here? You can see the link right here. You can expand this. You can click on this. It's right here. It's all there. So you get in not after the move, before the move, because if you're watching from the sidelines, then you're missing out on the positioning. And this market is compressing again. And when the expansion begins, it's not going to send you a notification. All right? If you're serious about growing as a trader, join the free Telegram. Get inside. Position early. We are growing this challenge in real time. All right? Trade plan over emotion. Traders, let's go!